So I'm coming in, I don't have any idea if I'm aiming right or not, right? And so in a practice setting, right, it may be intelligent for me to have a line on the ground between the ball and the target, and then maybe even something else for where my feet might be to start with.
Absolutely, right.
And I think we talked a little bit about when you go to tournaments and you're on the tour range, a lot of these guys have stuff down for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, if you took an overhead shot of an amateur range and a tour pro range, you'll see alignment sticks in the grounds on the tour pro range.
Yeah.
And you'd see a Miller Light and a Coors Light on the driving range at an amateur event, right? And there's nothing wrong with that,
A little bit of a correlation.
A little different intermediate targets, right? So different, but yeah, you gotta have some down form of reference just to kind of take a feel, because it changes from day in, day out.
Yeah.
You can put that same alignment stick down. One day it feels like you're aiming right, and the other day it feels like you're aiming left. You gotta have some kind of baseline, right?
Yeah. Would you call that like feedback? Checkpoint.
Feedback, absolutely.
Okay,
Checkpoints, right?
Love that. So, and honestly, I mean, I think like 90% of people who have aim issues just start with that for like 3 months.
Yeah.
First, then let's work off of that. Now today we're lucky enough to have Mr. Andy Patnow here at the beautiful Starfire Golf Club in Scottsdale, Arizona. Now if you don't know who Andy is a Golf Digest Best Young Teacher. He's also ranked one of the best teachers in the state of Arizona. Before we dive into that, 2 quick things I want to talk to you about. Number 1, we have scheduled our in-person 2-day golf schools in Bethlehem, PA. If you'd like to come get some coaching from me, I would love to have you. We'll put a link in the description down below for those. If you can't make it for in-person coaching, I would love to work with you at CogornoGolf.com. That's where you can send me your swing video, become part of our community, and I can help you identify priorities and take your game to the next level. As a member of CogornoGolf.com, most importantly, you do get access to that Facebook community where you can post your swing, as I mentioned. You also get everything we have, including all of the master classes, the member library, the practice guide, and the quick fix section. Would love to see you there. All right, guys, so let's talk about the easiest way and a really simple way to aim. Now, a couple things you might notice, obviously not the Bethlehem Golf Club behind us, and a couple gentlemen here to my left. Number 1, Andy, thanks for having us out today.
Thanks.
And there's another character to your left, Mr. Chan Kim. What's going on?
You?
Welcome.
Good to see you.
Tour player, Mr. Chan Kim. You guys are gonna see a little bit more from him as we go. And what we're gonna talk about here is how to aim. And the simplest way to aim, and some things that you guys have talked about in terms of aiming that works best for when you play. So why don't we switch roles here, and Chan, why don't you hop in here? And Andy, let's say Chan was coming to you and he's not at the level that he is, which is very much good. And he said, listen, tell me the basics of what I want to do to learn how to aim. What would be the first thing you would start with to teach him how to aim properly?
Well, the first question would be like, Chan, what's your preferred shot shape?
So I like to hit a fade. That's kind of my go-to stock shot. But yeah, the fade would definitely be my shot to go to.
So fade, we got that locked in. So then everything built into setup now, from ball position to where his handle is at setup, and even the face, we're trying to preach towards fade. So obviously the biggest thing that has an influence in pretty much everything in a golf shot is where is that face angle at impact. Right? Relative in terms of the height of the golf ball and the direction of the golf ball. Right? So first is just trying to get that pointed in a general area, right, for a fade. Now Chan's more of a person on the driving range. He likes kind of having balls start at his target and working off that way.
Got it.
And on the golf course, he aims a little bit differently. But primarily for Chan, if I was keeping it simple, I want to make sure that his face is actually not anywhere close right of target at setup. Right?
Sure.
So it's pretty simple here, especially for that, is that your face should be kind of opposite of your body lines at points. So if you're a fader, your face should be open to your body line, which for him would be, okay, Chan, I want you aiming the face, just left at that target, and then make sure your body is feeling slightly open to that face.
And then Andy, would you say, and I love when you start, hey, what kind of ball flight do you want to hit?
Right.
It's a good starting point. And then when he comes in and we say face first, pretty much across the board, that's a good way for people to start, club face first. And so if he were going to start with that, and he was going to say, all right, cool, I get that, coach, I want to line my face up, how would you start to go about that process?
So Chan does it a little bit more unique, right? So there's a lot of people that say pick an intermediate target, pick something relative out there. But I'll let Chan kind of describe a little bit of what he does, because again, he's kind of more like kind of sees some stuff. Wouldn't you say that? He likes seeing a specific shot, not really being too particular like how crazy it needs to start. So go ahead, Chan. Describe what.
So yeah, like Andy was saying, a lot of people like to stand back here, pick an intermediate target, about a foot, maybe 3 feet out in front, and align themselves to that. For me, I've tried that for a very long time, and I've actually gotten into kind of a tendency where my eyes like to look a little bit more left of the target. So when I set up to the intermediate target and I look up, I think my eyes have adjusted to looking a little bit further right, and so it looks like it's on target. But we figured out that in our previous lesson that I was actually aiming left. So too far left, yeah. So now what I actually do, which I don't think a lot of people do this, but I normally set the grip, my hands on the grip on first, and then I normally put the club behind the ball, and I look up, and I kind of adjust here, looking at the target to see, you know, like I have a visual of everything being square to that target. So I like to look down the target, look back down at the ball, make sure everything is parallel left, or even for me, who likes to fade it a little bit more open with the body, and then I know that I'm set up relatively on my target line.
Got it, perfect. And so let's say, obviously his answer was the fade, right? So that kind of presets certain things. Let's say someone came in and they were like, hey man, I want to just hit a straight ball. Right?
The hardest shot of golf.
Yeah.
And unicorn,
and
right?
we go past the conversation of like, that might not be the best idea.
40 miles an hour, right?
but they're like, hey, listen, I'm just getting started here. I just really want to try a straight shot, and I'm coming in and I want to start my face up, right? So let me hop in there for a second.
Yep, sure thing.
So let's say I'm coming in and I'm going to do the same thing, and I don't even know enough to start there, right? Would you think that maybe picking a spot in front or even putting an object down maybe?
Absolutely, right? So a club, an alignment stick, a blade of grass, a tee.
Yep.
And to be honest, if you just have something, you're already doing better than most people that are out there that are playing the sport.
Yeah.
Most people don't even pick that, right? So as long as you have some form of reference, it's going to be unique to the golfer, right? And it's kind of ability for you. But if you're trying to play everything straight, well, you got to make sure everything is straight. And that's kind of a little different discussion. But yeah, the face, if you're trying to play straight, it's got to be pointed right at your target. Right?
Got it. Yep.
I mean, but again, that's the unicorn shot, kind of hard to do.
Sure, yeah.
It's kind of mostly happens on accident, I feel like sometimes. But yeah, I would tell that golfer to lay down some stick, pick a blade of grass, or even like here, use your divot as a reference.
Yeah.
Pick something out there. But yeah, have some form of reference to where to aim the leading edge of that club face towards the ball.
Got it.
And that's only if you're to try hitting it straight. You know, drawers, again, faders, the club's actually never at the target. At setup, right? Which is kind of a big different thing, right? So, because if the ball's curving to target, it can't start at the target and curve away or whatever.
Gotcha.
For the general golfer, aim the face relatively as close as you can to what you think is straight.
Yep.
Right. And I would have you err towards one side or the other, though, to be honest. Right?
Yep.
But yeah, you can use a club down there. That's kind of the simple way to do it. Hop in their chin and kind of show them that way.
Let's say that again, you're kind of baseline level starting, and this Andy maybe. Which, who knows if that's even on the right line or not, but let's say that was a kind of general reference.
Yep.
The golfer might come in and be like, all right, I don't even know where the heck I'm at. Let me start by trying to get that pointing roughly there, right? You could do that one time, Shane, if you don't mind.
Sure thing.
So let's say that club face, I know this is not your favorite part here, but let's do intermediate. And then once they line the face up, Andy, then from there, they're gonna kind of get the feet. You're gonna get a feel for your feet, and then there's no exact science to that. So just go off feel, right? So again, if you're hitting more of a fade, for the most part, the face is gonna feel like it's slightly more open to your body lines. Yep.
And then even for just other different shots, like even show them your draw setup here a little bit.
So if I'm gonna draw more,
he's gonna aim a little bit more to the right. The face, though, look at that, it's still to the right.
Yeah.
Of his target.
Yep.
But it's not going to be kind of crazy. And then, because Chan's not necessarily like what we call a push drawer, right?
Yeah.
He has to like steam curve right to left because he favors the fade. Right?
Got it.
So, different golfers, different things. But for the most part, everything starts where you aim the face first, right? So always walk in, aim the face relative to where you want that ball generally to start, right? And then you build a stance around that. Don't do the opposite where you come in, you build a stance, and then you lay down the face.
Yeah.
There's no awareness for where the target's at, and it's actually not the best way to kind of even get your grip and set up too. So,
dude, perfect. Can I remove that and see you do a full routine with that?
Sure.
Those two pieces there? Cool. We'll get that stick since you don't like it. So let's just say we're going out towards that blue flag.
Okay.
Right? And you were going to do your normal routine like you would, and maybe kind of talk us through what you're thinking.
Right.
Yeah. So generally, I like to start behind the ball, make a practice swing, and make sure that my body is fully ready to hit that shot. Whether if I'm going to try and hit a driver hard, I may take a couple extra practice swings just to make sure that my body is loosened up. With irons, not so much. But I like to stand back here. And normally, like I said, I'd put a club up and pick an intermediate target, but now I just like to look at the target. I'm walking in, kind of more in a straight line. I know a lot of people like to walk kind of around, and I think that kind of messes a lot of people up as far as like their visual. I like to walk more straight in, and I like to put, like I said, my hands on the grip first, make sure that everything is square, put it behind the ball, look up at the target, you know, kind of shuffle my feet around, make sure that I feel like I'm aiming right at that target. And then I like to set my feet, take one more look, and then just go ahead and pull the trigger.
Fire.
So.
You want to hit one for us?
Yeah, sure.
See how that swing looks?
Sure.
And I like that too, and it's awesome to get you know, his little viewpoints too as he goes of a player who's such a great player.
Yeah, everyone is different, right? And
Yeah.
but you know, there's some form of reference, right? That's all that matters.
Yeah, absolutely.
All you gotta do. Just know your pattern.
Yeah, it's solid. Now, we're not going to give that beautiful ball flight 100% credit of aiming and all that kind of stuff correctly, but it's a starting point. All right, guys, so let me hop in here just for a second. Let me go through Andy and see. I'm not going to hit a ball quite like that. I'll save my embarrassment. But let's say in terms of the setting up process, right?
Yep.
So I'm coming in. I don't have any idea if I'm aiming right or not, right? And so in a practice setting, right, it may be intelligent for me to have a line on the ground between the ball and the target.
Yep.
And then maybe even something else for where my feet might be to start with.
Absolutely, right.
And I think we talked a little bit about when you go to tournaments and you're on the tour range, a lot of these guys have stuff down for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, if you took an overhead shot of an amateur range and a tour pro range,
Yeah.
you'll see alignment sticks in the grounds on the tour pro range.
Yeah.
And you'd see a Miller Lite and a Coors Light on the driver range at an amateur event, right? And there's nothing wrong with that,
A little bit of a
right?
correlation
A little
between
different
those two, yeah.
intermediate targets, right? So different, but yeah, you gotta have some down form of reference just to kind of take a feel because it changes from day in, day out.
Yes.
You can put that same alignment stick down. One day it feels like you're aiming right, and the other day it feels like you're aiming left. You gotta have some kind of baseline, right?
Yeah. Would you call that like feedback? Checkpoint?
Feedback, absolutely,
very
checkpoints,
good. Love
right?
That, love that. So, and honestly, I mean, I think like 90% of people who have aim issues just start with that for like 3 months.
Yeah.
First,
Right.
you know, then let's work off of that. Kind of, I think moving beyond that, if I'm going to go in there, I say, all right, Andy, I put the sticks down. I got a general idea. I want to kind of take that to the course and start to play. I'm going to walk in more or less from behind the ball, not as big of a circle to it, but depending upon what kind of shot I want to hit.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then as I'm working in, me and Tiger Woods and Jack Nicklaus, who do intermediate targets, would put my face down here first.
2 out of 3 of those golfers, everyone knows, right?
So I got my face down here first. It's the only way I can compare myself to them. And I kind of do the same thing, right? I have my face here first. I like to do a couple looks before my feet go in there with that. So I would kind of get a here first, and then I'm getting a feet, a waggle, a look, a waggle, a look. And then I really think those are the baseline pieces and having the checkpoints on the ground.
Yeah.
To go along with that.
And the cool thing, so go right back when you're doing your intermediate target, just right before you set your feet in.
Yeah.
You and Chan look identical there.
Yeah.
Right? So
How about
like
the swing afterwards?
Well, it's like the left foot's dropped back slightly, right? So like the hips and shoulders aren't even crazy closed yet.
Yep.
You're just getting awareness for where the face is at.
Yep.
His awareness is just more out there, and your awareness is more down there. So
Yeah.
it's the same thing. It's just a different way to do it, right?
Beautiful.
So yep. So you guys almost look pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Walking in, even though it's a slightly different way to do it.
Yeah, we swings are a little different, scores maybe a little different, but I'll take that. I'll take that
Hey,
first part.
You can always challenge us to the setup contest.
Yeah,
right?
that's right. Yeah.
It's-
I got one thing. Guys, thanks. I think that's as simple as we want to keep this beginning one. How to set up 101. Give yourself feedback. Put something down. Face first, feet second. Probably have a curve.
in head, in your mind.
Yeah, that you want to be able to hit and kind of set up that way. So guys, hope that helps you. All right, guys, if you guys like this video, go ahead and watch one of these 2 videos above. It's gonna be the same topic as this. You're gonna really love them. Also, if you like the video, do us a favor, click the like button down below, really helps us out. If you liked Andy in the video, which I know that you did, go ahead and touch base with him if you're in the area or wanna come out and get coaching from Andy. He's awesome. AndyPatnowGolf.com is where you can reach him. We'll put a link in the description down below. Thank you guys for watching.